nation's guardian standing right here. All the children of Moana Nui I care. Papa, Earth, Mother, what care? Sky, Father, Pacific Ocean, sisters and brothers. Hey, hoa no luna, pia no lalo, hui anana mo kuana kapaya.
My life has been an incredible journey with tons of experiences that have brought me full circle and right back home. We are in the Ahupua'a of Kumimi, in the Moku of Manae, East End District, on the island of Molokai. This point is known by everyone as Morris Point, named after my great-grandfather, Morris Dudois. He, along with 5 generations of kupuna, are buried on the hill overlooking the point, beach, and pond of Ohalahala. My ohana raised me Paniolo, Hawaiian cowboy, and along the way I've become skilled at many things. One being a kia iloko, or fish pond guardian. Now, with the help of my wife and kids, we believe this is the time and this is the place. So join us as we use this fish pond as the portal to the past and how we make the pono ono for the next generation. Aloha. So I'm about the tea is keeping it real to the keiki around the planet and intergalactic. We're here at Ohalala Fish Pond, a local Kuapā in the Ahupua'a of Kumimi. This is where I'm from. This is my home. As you can see, if we're looking and assessing this place, you can see a lot of pohaku that is displaced. It's been displaced from nobody taking care of them, from a couple of tsunamis, and colonization. As we look, we need to imagine what this place gonna look like when it's restored. What this place gonna feel like when the Loko I'a is working again. We have a big job in front of us. As you can see, where do we even start? So again, this gonna be the place. This gonna be the subject. This gonna be the project. This is the gateway to the future and the portal to the past. The portal to the past, the gateway to the future.
In order for you to better understand this episode and the new Hawaiian words that you might be hearing, I want you guys to practice with me na ho'olaloho, or our vocabulary words featured in this episode. Let's start from the very top of the list. And remember, e ho'opili mai. Repeat what I say. Loko I'a.
Loko I'a.
That's a Hawaiian fish pond. Kuapā.
Kuapā.
That's a seawall. Punawai.
Punawai.
Or Punawai, you can see it either way, and that's a freshwater spring. Makaha.
Makaha.
Fish pond gate. Niu.
Niu.
Coconut. Loko I'a kalo.
Loko I'a kalo.
And that's a fish pond and a taro patch, all in one. Loko Kuapā.
Loko Kuapā.
That's a seawalled fish pond. The next word is Loko Vai.
Loko Vai.
An inland freshwater fish pond. Next word is Loko Pu'uone.
Loko Pu'uone.
A sand-walled fish pond. Loko Ume'iki.
Loko Ume'iki.
A sea-walled fish trap. Ooh, exciting. Umu.
Umu.
Stacked rock mounds in shallow water used to attract fish. Kanaka.
Kanaka.
Kanaka means human, and it's also a shortened term for Kanaka Maoli, the indigenous people to Hawaii. The next word is an elongated version of Kanaka, and it means more than one. So repeat after me, Kanaka.
Kanaka.
That's a plural for human or plural for Kanaka Maoli. The next word is Kupuna.
Kupuna.
Kupuna is an elder or an ancestor who has passed, a living elder that guides us today. And a plural version of that is our next word, and it's Kupuna.
Kupuna.
Mai ka'iloa. Like I said, you elongate the first vowel, just like Kanaka, it becomes Kupuna for plural. Next word is Vauakua.
Vauakua.
Vauakua is the realm of the gods, or the mountaintops where the earth meets the sky. Next word is Mahina.
Mahina.
Mahina is the moon or month, a full moon cycle. Next word is hale hale pohaku.
Hale hale pohaku.
And that's a staggered human chain used to move rocks over long distances. And the last word is hinai kamalama.
Hinai kamalama.
The akua wahine of the moon and kapa making. She's also the beloved mother of Molokai. Hence, our name of this island is Molokai Nuia Hina, which means Molokai, the great child of Hina. Enjoy the show.
I've been a Kia'i Loko for 20 plus years. Being on Kia'i Loko, you start to realize what you need for a functioning fish pond. 3 things: freshwater source, Kuapā, the wall up, and the makahas close. Right now, as we look at this disrepaired pond, this project that we're going to undertake soon, I'm looking for the fresh water. And using bioindicators, I can see there possibly might still be a freshwater source here. How? My bioindicators, or my natural animal, plant, living, non-living things that give me a clue that the freshwater is here. One of them is the pua, the baby fish. The other one, for me as in Kia'i Loko, is the Australian mullet. If we use bioindicators, we can see what we have to do to make it come back to life, to make it balance, or to restore it and revitalize it. Boom! Aoya! Sometimes if you look at the right time, like on the lowest tides, you can find what we're looking for, and we found the fresh water. Look, taste them. Oh, the thing fresh.
And all the baby pipi love it. Look at that.
The mama's milk.
You can see it bubbling from the sand. That's a punawai. It's a spring.
This is another bioindicator that this was a local Kuapā, or a Seawalled, a li'i fish pond that was able for taking animal from bebe all the way to maturity. Algae, crabs, invertebrates, vertebrates, fish. Now this is the punawai at Keawanui, which I helped to create from a little stream trickling out of the mud, very similar to what we were just looking at Ohalahala. Punawai is one of the 3 components that make up a fully functioning fish pond. It's mama's milk for first stage of life in a fish pond, and the direct link to the Vau'akua. This is the Kuapā seawall of Keawanui. There's 4 of us who restored this seawall with no help and no hale hale pohaku human chain. We rebuilt it with barges we loaded and unloaded ourselves. The Kuapā is one of those 3 components that make a functioning fish pond. It's what separates the ocean from the pond. This is the makaha we built at Keawanui. The makaha, or the opening, maka, the eye, the ha, the breath, the tides, become the eye that breathes. An engineering marvel created and developed by our kupuna over 800 years ago. The makaha served as the gates of the fish pond, and on the changing tides created current and flow that signaled life to want to come in or go out of the Loko I'a. All makaha are built different, but it can go as wide as 6 feet to 12 feet. Height up to 6 feet tall. And as long as you'd want it.
So one way you can tell by looking at bioindicators if a coastal area is healthy is by looking at the plant life that's growing. So we noticed that there's some milo here, there's some naupaka, there's lauhala, which are common coastal plants. So that's a good sign. We saw a few invasive like kiave and haulekoa, but of course we found some new coconut, which makes me wonder, is a coconut a nut?
Aloha, this is Ikea. But if you don't know, now you mopopo. Coconuts. Just like mangoes, cashews, and cherries, the coconut is actually a drupe and not a nut. The word for coconut in Olelo and throughout most of Polynesia is niu. It is also believed to be a kinalo or body form of the akuaku. Because they are water resistant, coconuts were able to stay afloat over the ocean. They can be found all over the Pacific, the Indian Ocean regions, and Africa. Falling coconuts kill 150 people every year, 10 times the number of people killed by sharks. A coconut tree can have up to 180 coconuts harvested during a single harvest. The coconut tree is botanically named Cocos nucifera, and they can grow up to 82 feet. That's 25 meters high. The husk of a coconut can actually be burnt to act as a natural mosquito repellent, a process used in many countries around the world. Coconut water can be used in emergencies as a substitute for blood plasma and was used in the Pacific during World War II for soldiers to get transfusions.
Aloha. So today we're talking to Uncle Hano Kia Loko about the different types of Loko I'a. But first I wanted to mahalo Project Ka Hale Hoaka, who provided these awesome diagrams and pictures that we'll be sharing to help define the different types of Loko I'a. Uncle Hano, tell us about the Loko I'a.
Boom. Oh, excuse me. A Loko I'a is a freshwater pond.
Cool.
Our kupuna was able to grow all kind of fish in there. It looks like a lo'i or a taro patch, but there's growing fish.
Mm-hmm.
They could grow fish from mullet, aholehole, enenue, even uluas.
Really? Even ulua?
Even uluas.
Wow, that's awesome. Let's go to the next type, the Loko I'a Kalo.
Loko I'a Kalo. Okay, get kalo and get I'a in this pond. It's a freshwater pond. Look just like on lo'i, but different because get mounds coming out of it and deeper for the kalo and for the I'a.
Oh, it's like the old school supermarket. Yeah, you can get everything.
It said agriculture plus aquaculture equals permaculture.
Amazing, genius. All right, the next type, the Loko Pu'uone down shore.
Loko Pu'uone, found next to the shore, the sandy beach. The sandy beach is the wall for this brackish water pond. It could grow anything that could survive brackish water.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's look at the next type, the Loko Kuapā.
Boom. This is the prototype.
Ooh.
This is the Seawalled fish pond.
Mm-hmm.
It had a freshwater source, a kuapā, a seawall, and makaha. Our kupuna use sluice-styled gates.
Wow.
Which is sticks strapped, tied next to each other. If the I'a or fish was small enough to fit through the sluice, it would be allowed to stay in. Once you couldn't fit going out, you had to stay in.
Wow.
This is the ali'i ponds.
Amazing. Okay, we have the Loko Ume'iki.
This is a special pond, especially for the people who live on Molokai and Lanai. Because the Loko Ume'iki was a fish trap that was usually most commonly built on reefs, and it had many inlets and outlets.
Just like the picture.
Just like the picture.
Wow.
These inlets and outlets is where Kanaka used to fish and try to catch fish. This wasn't like the Kuapā where there was a kia'i loko, a konohiki watching it. This was more for communal purposes and for everyone.
Beautiful. Oh, we have one more, but it's not a Loko I'a. What is an umu? Can you tell us about umu?
An umu is almost like fish affordable housing made with pohaku. Our kupuna used to stack rocks, just like this mic, how it's stacked on my face, and it would make housing, like condominiums for fish. Fish would use them for temporary housing, and then they would lay nets around it, hemo, or remove the rocks and catch the fish.
That is absolutely amazing.
What was super amazing about the umus was it attracted fish to come closer to the Loko I'as,
Right.
to the Loko Kuapā, and to the Loko Ume'iki.
Two purposes.
Yes.
Oh, our kupuna was so genius.
Ingenious. Boom. All right.
Mahalo for your explanations. I forgot to put the mic on me. Mahalo for the explanation.
Mahalo you and for the mic work. I've had a great time.
It's said that Moloka'i's fish ponds, or Loko I'a, were built up to 800 or more years ago. And it was done with a style called Hale Hoaka Explores. I thought, what better way to explain this to you than this mural? I directed this project about 5 years ago with about 29 Moloka'i community members, both youth and their parents, and master artist Koaka Kaio. And we depicted many different mo'olelo of Hina I Kamalama and different forms of Hina. Hina I Kamalama is the mother of Moloka'i, and you'll see her in this picture. If you look at the bottom, you'll see a line of kanaka. And this is called Hale Hale Pohaku. What they're doing is making a staggered line of humans, a human chain that sometimes extended up to 7 miles long over the other side of our island to past the river rocks to make these fish pond walls. The most amazing part about this story is that they did it just to invest in the future generations, to be able to feed from the ocean without taking from outside. And if they thought, if we make it, we can take it. What a great concept. This picture, if you go across the bottom, you'll see Hina blessing her child, her island child, Moloka'i, with fresh water so that we could build our fish ponds with this perfect vaikai, brackish water environment. You'll see the fish pond wall in the back, the Kuapā. You'll see the umeke filling up with the silver fish that you'll find in the Loko I'a. And if you go to the top, you'll see the glowing mahina, or the moon. And it's believed that Hina I Kamalama, the mother of Moloka'i, lives on the moon where she pounds her kapa cloth, her favorite thing to do. And that rainbow kapa cloth, the kapalua huano, the rainbow around the moon, the lunar rainbow, is very special. When you see that, it's believed that your kupuna or your loved ones are right there with you. So now, next time you look at a Loko I'a fish pond wall, the Kuapā, you'll see it differently. Remember, Hale Hale Pohaku, it was an investment for our future generations.
If we want a brighter future and better tomorrows, we need to be the best guides we can be for the next and future generations. This episode of Ka Hale Hoaka Explores is a reminder of how our kupuna and Hawaiian Kanaka Maoli culture was intertwined with our planet Mama, space, and everything here in this place. Now, Loko I'a is only one of many things our kupuna did that we can still do today. Like Olelo Hawaii, speak our native language, Lo'ikalo, terraforming, hula, dancing, lua, martial arts, kilohoku, star mapping, etc. Any and all of these are portals to our past where we can bring ancient answers with slight adjustments into the present and become the many gateways to our amazing future. We need the new generation's guardians. Wake up, rise up, stand up, right here and right now. Let's go. In fact, everybody turn and face Lanai and the ocean. Face the other way. Now the rock wall, the Kuapā we are standing on right now, is one small wall compared to that. We had to rebuild the whole wall 2 times already. It is hard work, but we had the most fun possible doing the hard work.
Put your hands up. Nah, put your hands down. Put them in the ground. Mix it with the brown. It's that new sound. Even if it's age old. Fresher than some puppy got. Even if we day old. Y'all put your hands up. Nah, put your hands down. Put them in the ground. Mix it with the brown. It's that new sound. Even if it's age old. Fresher than some puppy got. Even if we day old.
The children, I see the light, courage, culture, hope, love, shining so bright. It's a delight if you ever get the sight to see the fire in our keiki spirit ignite. Hua e, come hia pele. E pio ole, e pio ole ke ahi o kalama ku e.